Hello everyone. Today Ruby Sharma will be discussing about the basic concepts of fractions. Now what do you understand by fractions? We have done natural numbers, which are also called counting numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then we have whole numbers, which includes all the natural numbers and 0. Now when we talk about fractions, then what do we do? What exactly we are talking about? Suppose you have a whole, say, a chocolate bar and you want to divide it between two friends. Then what is each part called? You don't get 1 or 2 or 3. Each part, when you divide in two parts, each part is called half, which is actually a fraction. Now suppose you have a pizza or any whole thing which you want to divide it with your friends, then each part will be a part of the whole thing, and that is called a fraction. Now suppose you have 5 pens which you want to divide among 5 students, then each one gets 1/5 of whatever you have. That means 1/5 of 5 pens, which is 1 pen. So now let us see what is fraction. A fraction is a part of a whole or collection. That means for a whole thing also we have fraction, even for a collection of things like a set of toys, a set of pens, or whatever it is, we can make fractions. Now suppose this bar of chocolates, this is one bar, we have divided into 6 parts. But here, one thing we must make sure that each part is equal. So a bar of chocolate, when divided into 6 equal parts, and suppose you eat 2 parts, then what is this called? You have eaten 2 out of 6 parts, and we write as a fraction 2/6. Okay. Now, so when we say 2/6, the remaining part of the chocolate that is not eaten will be 4/6. Suppose we have a pizza, a small pizza, you know, there are 4 parts, equal pieces. So if you eat one part, Anu eats one part, and 3 part is left uneaten. So we say 1 part out of 4 parts. So Anu eats 1/4 of the pizza, and left is 3/4. So we see in a fraction, we have a numerator and a denominator. Numerator is written on the top, denominator at the bottom. And what does the denominator signify? It is the total number of equal parts the thing is divided into. If it is a pizza divided into 4 parts, if it is, say, a chocolate bar, or if it is a set of pens, whatever it is, if this is the denominator, represents total number of equal parts the whole thing is divided into. And numerator represents the part that is in the question, like 1 part is eaten, 1 part is taken away. So we read 1/4, and 1/4 is called 1/4. Half is written as this 1/2. Out of 2 parts, 1 part. So when we read 1/2, this is half, this is 3/5, and so on. Now for a collection also we can define fraction. Now suppose you have 12 apples, and 3 apples are shaded here, or eaten or taken away, whatever you can say. Then what do we say? Here how many apples are there? Total 12 apples. So 3 apples out of the 12 apples are shaded. So we say 3/12 is shaded. This is a fraction. And unshaded is 9/12. Now suppose that same 12 apples are divided into 6 equal parts. So each box will have 2 apples. So we have total 6 parts. Now, if I shade 3 parts, I'm not shading 3 apples. So remember, children, 3 by 6 may not mean 3 apples out of 6 apples. If there were only 6 apples here and I shade 3 parts, that will mean 3 by 6. But it is important to know that 3 by 6 may be another multiple of 3 by 6 also. Like here, suppose you have 3 by 6 of 12 apples. So then, if it is 3 by 6 of 12 apples, then that is not 3 apples. So total apples is 12 here, no doubt, but it is divided into 6 equal parts, which is the denominator. And if I shade 3 parts, I'm shading 6 apples. So children, that fraction and the numbers, here each is a number only, 3 apples, 3 parts, isn't it? But here 3 parts doesn't mean 3 apples, it means 6 apples. So we have to be careful when we are writing a fraction. We have to see the total number of parts, the whole thing is divided into, which should be the denominator, and the parts that is in question will be the numerator. Now next here, it is the same 12 apples which is divided into 4 equal parts. First, second, third and fourth. And each part has 3 apples. Of course, each part must have equal number of apples. Otherwise, we cannot compare in a fraction. So here, though it is 3 apples, fraction is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 of 12 apples actually means 3 apples. That means total parts we have to count. First of all, 1 total equal parts. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are total 4 equal parts. So that is the denominator. And the part that is shaded is 1 part. So we write 1. That means 3 apples. And unshaded is 1, 2, 3. So 3 by 4 is unshaded. But that doesn't mean 3 apples. 3 by 4 here will mean 9 apples. So we have to understand that clearly. See, first of all, you have to keep in mind that there should be equal number of parts. Here there are 12 equal parts. Here there are 6 equal parts. Here there are 4 equal parts. Now, like see, you will understand if you take a small pizza, if you're given a small pizza and you're asked to eat half of it, and your friend takes a big pizza and says, I will eat half of it. So both fraction is half, no problem. So what do you think? That is unfair, isn't it? Because both the pizzas are different in size. So it is important that each group must be equal. Only then there will be a fair distribution and we can write the fraction. Now we have different types of fractions. Okay. So first let us talk about proper fraction. You have to learn the definition also, children. Fractions having numerator less than the denominator. So these are fractions which have satisfied this definition and they are called proper fraction. Now, what do you mean by proper fraction? Now, see, suppose I have a whole object divided into 8 parts, one whole circle. You can consider this to be anything, whether it's an orange, whether it's a pizza, whether it's a circle, anything. Now you divide into 8 equal parts. So that will go to the denominator. And how many parts are taken or shaded? That is 3. So 3 by 8. Now each part must be equal. Now here see, we have taken a whole thing divided into 8 parts and we could shade 3 parts. So 3 by 8 is less than one whole thing. Here we have 6 equal parts, a bar of chocolate or whatever it is, 6 equal parts. And we shade 1 part. So it is 1/6. So from the whole thing we are dividing into 6 parts and we are taking 1 part. So this shows that all these proper fractions are less than 1, isn't it? We're taking one whole thing and the proper fractions we are getting are all less than the whole thing. So thus proper fractions are always less than 1. Now we have improper fractions. Fractions having numerator more than or equal to the denominator. So this is a proper fraction. Now these are improper fractions. Now improper fractions are always greater than 1 whole. Now how do you think it's greater than 1 whole? Suppose you have 6 by 4. Someone tells you you eat 6 parts out of 4 parts. Now if you think it practically, if you have 4 parts, how can you eat 6 parts from there? Now suppose you have a small pizza, you have 4 parts. You can eat 4 parts from here. So if you need to eat 6 parts, you will have to order for another pizza and eat 2 parts from there. Then only you will get 6 by 4. Each pizza should be divided into 4 parts. Denominator is always each object is divided into. So here this object was divided into 4 parts, but we couldn't get 4 out of it. We got only 4 parts out of it. So we had to, or Kenny had to order another pizza, eat 2/4 from here to eat 6 by 4. That means what? 1 whole pizza plus 2 by 4. So 1 plus 2 by 4 can be written as 1 2 by 4. Now this and 6 by 4 are the same thing. We will come to know later on that 6 by 4 and 1 2 by 4 is the same thing. And here, what are we getting? We are getting more than 1. We need more than 1. So improper fractions are either equal to 1 when both numerator and denominator are same, or greater than 1. Now see, 6 by 4 is same as this, or say 1 whole. Now when it is 1 whole, we can write 4 by 4, it is 1. Why I am taking 4 by 4 and not 6 by 6 or 5 by 5? Because here it is divided into 4 equal parts. Denominator is 4 here, this 4. So denominator is this 4. So I take 4 as the denominator and I write 4 on top to get 1 whole. Plus, from here it is 2 by 4, I cannot change it. So total I get 6 by 4. Okay. So improper fractions are greater than 1. We need 1 more than 1. Now here is another example I have drawn for you. Say 7 by 2. Now for 7 by 2, the total parts one object is divided into is 2. So here denominator represents the total number of parts one object is divided into. Now here, so let's take a chocolate. It is divided into 2 parts. So I took a chocolate, I divided in 2 parts, but what happened? 7 parts was eaten, say by Sam, taken by Sam. Sam took 7 parts. So he will need another chocolate divided into 2 parts. So now it is only 4. He will need another chocolate divided into 2 parts. That is 6. He will need another chocolate from where he will take 1 part because he needs only 7. If he needed 8, then he would have taken all the 4 chocolates. Since he needs only 7 by 2, so what he takes is 3 parts, whole, 3 whole and half from here. So 3 whole and half and 7 by 2 is same. How will you know? See, when you convert 7 by 2 to mixed fraction, the improper fraction to mixed fraction, we do by dividing. You have learned this, isn't it? And you got 2, 3 by 6, remainder is 1. So quotient is 3, remainder is 1, and 2 is the divisor which comes here. So you have to learn this formula. So this is your improper, this is a mixed fraction which you get from the improper fraction by dividing. And practically when you see denominator is how? each object is divided. So each chocolate is divided in 2 parts. For 7 parts, he will need more than 1 chocolate. So all improper fractions are greater than 1. So here it is 3.5. You need 3 chocolates and half. Is it clear, all of you? Now we have unit fraction, proper fraction with numerator 1. Why it is called proper fraction? If I write 1 by 1, it becomes improper. So it has to be proper fraction with numerator 1 is called unit fraction. In like fraction, we need a set of fractions. All these were one fraction. 1 by 5 is a unit fraction. 2 by 5 is a proper fraction. But for like fraction, we need several fractions, 2 or more fractions with the same denominator. So this is the definition. And this is the example. Here we have 5 by 6, 1 by 6, 2 by 6 are all set of fractions having same denominator. So it is like fraction. Here also we have set of fractions which are like fraction because the denominator is same. In this case, you have improper fraction also, proper fraction also, but denominators are same. So you have, they are called like fractions. Unlike fractions, denominators are different. Numerators may be same, doesn't matter. Now here you see there can be 4 fractions also, 5 fractions also. So denominators are different. Now in this case, you see 2 fractions are same denominator, but 1 is different. So this set is unlike fraction. Is it clear, all of you? Mixed fraction is what? A combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. A whole number and a proper fraction together is a mixed fraction. And we know that improper fraction can be written as mixed fraction. Similarly, mixed fraction can also be written as improper fraction, vice versa. So these are all greater than 1. We have 5 whole object and a fraction, 1 by 6. 2 whole object and 12 parts, 7 parts is taken. So 2 whole objects, which each is divided into 12 parts. Remember that. Here each is divided, here there are 5 objects, each is divided into 6 parts. We take the 5 whole and from this last one, we take only 1 part. So I hope mixed fraction you can draw and explain also. But sometimes it happens in your textbook, here there is an improper fraction. In that case, actually, what we do, we will convert to another mixed fraction with a whole number and proper fraction. And finally, that whole number is added up to this. So that will come to later on. Till now, remember this definition. Express improper fraction as mixed number. So this is, we have done. With the diagram also I've shown you. Here they will, every object is, if you take a chocolate, divide into 3 parts, or you take a rectangle, divide into 3 parts. So in one rectangle, you'll get 3 by 3. In the other one, you'll get 3 by 3, 6 parts only. Then here you'll get 9 parts. So I think you'll need 55 parts. Then only you'll get 15. And from the other one, the last one, 6th one, rectangle, you will take 2 parts out of 3. So do these 3 by yourself, children. That's all for today. I hope it's clear to you. So we have discussed today what is a fraction, what are the different types of fractions, how fractions can be represented in a diagrammatic manner, how improper fraction can be converted to this mixed number or mixed fraction, and mixed fraction vice versa can be converted to improper fraction. So that's all for today. I hope it's clear to you. Thank you and have a nice